Hey Rangers, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Golden Opportunity. Now, if you don't want to be spoiled, this video contains spoilers because it's not even out in America yet. I keep saying it, but just in case someone doesn't know, spoilers for this entire episode. If you want to wait and then come back much later on, you can do. But if you want to know what happened and my kind of thoughts in this episode, then feel free to continue watching. So, if you like this sort of content and you want to see more, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as that cheeky notification bell to be notified when more videos drop. And let's just jump straight into it. This episode, to me, was a very slow one. It felt a lot longer than what it was. This entire episode is about Nate and his family and his kind of choice. And you know pretty much what is going to kind of happen. It is just literally the parents give him an ultimatum and then he decides to choose it and then he decides not to. That's pretty much the entire of the episode. I didn't feel kind of like, well, when going into this, I knew exactly what was going to happen. It was nice seeing Nate's parents and actually seeing Nate really happy. But everyone was kind of really like depressed and sad because they didn't want Nate to go, but yet they didn't want to say it. And I feel like if they had never said it at all, he would have gone with his parents because they apparently go to Costa Rica. I think I said that right. But he decides to go there, and then when he comes back in like a couple of years, he'll be like, "Oh my God, we missed you. Why didn't you tell me?" And he'll be like, "We didn't want to see you sad." So this, it kind of like, you knew what was happening though, so there wasn't any suspense. I think that it would have surprised me if Nate actually went and then went, "Here is the next Gold Ranger." This would have been perfect for that sort of scenario, but it would have happened much earlier on in the season. I think what this kind of did more was show Nate and Zoey as more of a couple. And that's what I kind of really liked. I think that it kind of made their strength, like their bond, a lot stronger. And I would have liked to have seen them kiss in this episode. There's one point, like much later on, where Zoey is kind of working on this scanner because Roxy's stolen it. We'll come back to Roxy because her intro to this was amazing. Zoey starts like kind of working on it and then says like, "Oh, I'm gonna miss you," when Nate says like, "Oh, you know, I'm gonna leave, like how do you feel about this?" And Zoey really feels like either she wants to cry or she wants to kind of just like hug him and not let him go. But when she says, "Oh, you know, we can video chat and we can do this," there's a moment where it looks like they are going to kiss, and it would have been absolutely perfect for this. It would have been the one that I would have said, go for it. We've seen this sort of thing happen before where there are perfect opportunities that just don't happen. But yeah, I was kind of a bit, Now, I think my entire favorite part of this episode is when Nate and Steele are collecting DNA from flowers, and out of nowhere, after this like nice solid moment where Nate's like, "I'm gonna miss you, bro," and Steele has turned around and said like, "Oh, Zoe's brother, like they talk quite a lot and they're so strong," and it's this really heartful moment. Roxy just blasts in straight away. She teleports in, she runs, and she just literally just attacks Nate and Steele straight away. And I was like, "Oh, I love this. This is awesome. Why does this not happen more?" It caught them off guard, and Roxy just really, really goes for it. The fight is intense. It actually is quite nice, and even that she knows the Rangers like powers. So when Devon and Zoey, they kind of they use their powered modes and they go straight for the attack, she steps out the way, which not many bad guys actually do that, do they? They don't just kind of roll over or they kind of like dodge the main attack because they're going to get destroyed. So Roxy, I think, though I don't think there was actually any sort of kind of motive behind this. There wasn't a mission where she teleports in, she says some lines, and then she gets defeated. I think she just literally just wanted to attack them. She does see the scanner, and then she picks up the DNA one, and then kind of wonders what's going on. And they kind of sampled beetle DNA. And it works. Like they make their own monster. They make this robot and bug monster and they combine it together. And they've also got flower DNA where they actually combine them with Roxy. So the Roxy has flower DNA. But I like the fact that Blaze gets really angry. Like, is it angry No, he gets more kind of jealous, I'd say. Like, he wants that power. Like, he would literally grab the flower DNA, knock Roxy out and go, I'm going to take this. And then I think it would have been kind of cool to see Robo Blaze with flower DNA. That would have been kind of cool. But no, like, Roxy gets this like huge power up, and later on, and then later on they start fighting, and I quite like the fight scenes. Now, one thing I will say is it's how they say certain lines and they don't deliver. So as Nate has gone off with his parents, and we have Zoey working on this DNA scanner, and she gets it wrong, and it sends like electrical pulses, like a short circuit, which disables the transpod. But they also say in the episode that the Rangers can't summon the morphers, and they can't morph. And I'm like, okay, so they get the morphers because Nate rushes back to the base, grabs them off the teleport pod, grabs the weapons, and then says, here you go, to the Rangers after he meets up with them. And they're able to morph. And I'm just like, okay, that's a tad bit weird, but all right. And then they start fighting again with against Robo Flower Roxy. I don't know what they're going to call it. It just felt like this episode was very kind of, it was meant for like either Nate to leave, or it was just really kind of meant to be like a heart moment where you see how he is with his parents. He's so happy, but it just didn't feel, in my eyes, very genuine. Like, you just knew what was happening. You could determine the entire episode and just see maybe the first few minutes and then watch the end and be like, well, obviously there's going to be fighting. Another thing that kind of maybe not irked me a bit, but it's just the way that Nate's parents were. They just seemed more on kind of doing their own thing, doing the whole thing of, we're now going to go off and we're going to go save the world. And I don't think it actually tells you what they actually do properly. So you can see that Nate's really happy because they've said that they're going to stop moving about, but then they're going to move to Costa Rica and stuff like that. But you think that they would have gone like, well, our son's in Coral Harbor, we'll move there and thus therefore start a family. But it just felt like they were like, see you later, bye, where they've not kind of taken Nate's feelings into consideration. I think that kind of really irked me. I will say it's also quite nice seeing the parents of Rangers, because we don't normally see that. I think the only times that I know that I remember is in Mighty Morphin, and I think it's in Time Force. So if there's any other kind of like family members, let me know down below in the comments. Maybe Samurai has one as well, I think. But yeah, let me know down. Oh no, and then obviously you've got Ninja Steel. Yeah. So again, if you know any other moments, let me know down below in the comments. Clawtron is the main monster for this episode. And the fight scene is quite nice. I kind of liked the fact that when the transports for the morphers weren't working and it was down and not working at all, when the Rangers feel really confident, they were like really cocky, and then suddenly when their powers don't kind of work, it's more like, oopsie. So it becomes more of a proper fight. So it shows that the Rangers aren't kind of always winning. They were having a losing battle until Nate turns up. Now, I think some of the things I'm going to say is that what I didn't like in this episode. I think mainly it was, again, like the whole thing, I could tell the plot straight away. I think it's also the fact that the weapons didn't work, and they say, like, oh, the Rangers can't morph, and then obviously that they can. And I think there's another part where Nate gives the order to kind of Cruz to say, hey, you stay with the weapons in case we need it. And he's like, yeah. And then Devin uses his powered up mode, which then would have made Cruz go into Devin into the power, and just therefore leave the weapons. And I could have seen literally Scrozzle just teleporting in, grabbing the weapons or Blaze, and then taking them to like the kind of cyber dimension. What was kind of cool was seeing Nate combining with the kind of like Devin's armor when he's in that kind of cheetah mode. I thought that was kind of interesting. Like, I could see this happening a lot more, but it was a very kind of quick way to take it out. Roxy had more, I think, more of a focus on this one, and I generally kind of really like that as well. Her powered up mode, I'm wondering what powers that she had, or is this going to be like she's going to get more like powers later on? But I feel like this entire plot device that they had, where they've got the scanner to combine different DNAs with the like Blaze and Roxy and stuff like that, and also create more monsters. I feel like that should have been something at the very beginning rather than now. It just kind of, to me, is a bit kind of, So in all, like, just kind of leaving it there, I'd say this is an okay episode. It felt longer, but I'm guessing some of the fight scenes were kind of like extended. You got some more unmorphed fights, and you saw a little bit more kind of like, oh crap, we're gonna get beaten from like the Rangers. And I really like that. So yeah, it just felt like a really short, if like these episodes are like 20 minutes long. So I was a bit kind of like, because Pop says they're like 32, but that goes into Pokemon Sun and Moon. But yeah, I am gonna leave it there. I think that this was a slower one. Maybe this is what we needed from all the hype from the previous like, episodes. But yeah, this one wasn't too bad. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. What did you think about this episode? If you've seen it, let me know down below in the comments. And again, as I said earlier, have we seen any other Ranger families like kind of be introduced? Let me know down below in the comments. And yeah, and if you like this sort of video and you want to see more, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as the cheeky notification bell to be notified when more videos drop. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.